Peace and welcome. Okay, welcome everyone. Today is April 10th in the AM, and I am realizing that my camera is in portrait mode. So that's okay. We'll go ahead and adjust this card. There we go. How's that? Not sure if it's getting a good reception, a good connection. Okay, it looks like we're connected to the internet. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're just going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Awakening today with Tamu and Gina, Priestess Heart. Let me just make sure I can see the chat. Everything is like a delicate operation. Okay. So I should be able to see the chat with this. So we are looking at hexagram number 8 today. Hexagram number 8. Can you see that card pretty good? 8 is indeed my number. It's a number of manifestation. But before we get started, we're going to check out another aspect of Kuan Yin. Another aspect of Kuan Yin. So last night we saw how Kuan Yin and Mary, sort of Mother Mary, connect with each other. And I opened my book. You know, yesterday when we read about Mary and Kuan Yin, we tapped into the masculine aspect of Kuan Yin, which is in the 1,000-armed Kuan Yin. And of course, as soon as I opened the book today, that is who we have. So I'm going to go ahead and put her right there and read to you about this manifestation of Kuan Yin. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is longevity Kuan Yin. The key word is safety. Adorned with a magnificent peacock feather crown containing the image of Buddha Amitabha, Kuan Yin reaches out with her 16 radial arms. 2 hands rest in her lap in a meditation pose, while another pair of hands is joined in prayer. In this manifestation, Kuan Yin protects sentient beings from attack by their enemies and prolongs lives. With her multiple arms, Kuan Yin can act and protect on many levels at once. The number of arms shown in this image is merely symbolic, as her countless hands and eyes support all sentient beings at all times. In this form, she acts as a guardian angel, helping many people at once. Sometimes we too wish we had many arms in order to fulfill all the tasks that life presents to us. Often, we seek safety and relaxation in life. But Kuan Yin reaches beyond those goals and intervenes at subtle spiritual levels, thus preventing dangers and catastrophes. Suppose with curses and various poisonous herbs, someone should try to injure you. Think on the power of that perceiver of sounds and the injury will rebound upon the originator. The Lotus Sutra, chapter 26. And the contemplation: get in touch with Longevity Kuan Yin, who coordinates and masters the cosmic processes in order to make your life smoother at all levels of consciousness. Ask her to dissolve your obstacles more quickly so that you can understand the message of life at this very moment and contribute to your growth. Visualize yourself as a 1,000-armed bodhisattva who is able to support a large number of beings simultaneously. So there you go. And let's see. Okay. So again, we are on hexagram number 8. And let me, oh, there's the train. And I have Nala in my lap. Last night we did number 7 hexagram, and today we will do number 8. And of course, I forgot to prep for this side. I have the one card out. I like to have the other so you can see that while I read the information. And this morning I was up and out doing a beautiful walk. I hope that all of you are inspired to get out, get into nature, and receive your blessing from Mother Nature. There are healing powers to walking in the forest. In Japan, a few years back, they did extensive studies on forest bathing, being out in nature, smelling the freshness that Mother Nature will shower upon those who partake in her divine blessings. They tried to replicate that in a lab by using the scent of the cypress tree. But alas, it was not the same. It was not the same. So as we see from this image, from the I Ching, the Osho I Ching cards, these beautiful schools of fish, all of the fish sort of clumping together in their particular schools, holding together the keyword union, cooperation, solidarity, membership, teamwork, participation, making a choice. I really like that last little key phrase on this one regarding making a choice. Because when it comes to holding together, like for instance with a marriage, it is a daily choice to make a commitment to that union, to that marriage. You know, a lot of times people think that everything goes into that one big day, that one fancy day where they dropped a lot of dough, a lot of cash to make things perfect. And then for some reason, they think that once they go home, that the marriage, the union, is just going to magically sustain itself. But every day we are called, whether it's a marriage, even if it's a friendship, even if it's parent to child, or worst case scenario, employee to employer. Every day we have to make a choice. Are we going to stay in this union? Are we going to hold it together? Are we going to cooperate? Are we going to, at times when needed, put the needs of that relationship before individual needs? There are times when that is a necessary action to take. So holding together, we're going to look at what Benabel Wynn says about it. She calls Gua number 8, hexagram number 8, teamwork and alliances bonding. And it is water over earth. And if I'm not mistaken, I think last night it was earth over water. Let me see if I can find that card, because if so, that is a little on the profound side, because the other one was discipline. Let's see. Yeah, discipline. So if you look at the two side by side, okay, top to bottom, we have 7, which is the army, a collective force, discipline. And then in the next step, we flip that hexagram. So we went from earth over water, which is the army, collective force, discipline. Then we go to hexagram number 8, which is teamwork. And it's now water over earth. So it's interesting because we actually do need a sort of collective force and a discipline in order for teamwork to happen, in order for alliances to bond, for bonding to take place. It's a collective force, and a certain amount of discipline must needs go in to that endeavor for the teamwork, for the marriage, for the union, for the relationship to sustain itself. So we're going to start with exploring the bagua that make up this hexagram. And we're going to start work from the bottom to the top, because that's how we always do it, bottom to the top, which is earth, the element of earth. And that's kun. Earth is receiving and receiving direction, yielding and receptivity, submission to heaven, nurturing force, divine yin, receptive energy, that which yields in material world. And that is exactly what is needed in teamwork. There's a give and take in teamwork. There's the ability to be open, to receive, to hear, to be, to be receptive. And sometimes in the teamwork, certain members of the team might need to submit to other members in the team, or submit to the circumstances, to, be a little humble, so that way a working together can come together. A nurturing force, a divine yin. So in order for someone to be nurturing, they also have to be willing to be receptive to the needs of others within that alliance, within that bonding. There's receptive energy, that which yields in the material world. The element is earth, the wuxing is earth, the direction is the southwest. Season of the yellow path is cardinal spring. Season of the Loshu 9 halls is summer solstice. The life aspect is love and relationships, motherhood. Medically, is related to the stomach, digestion, spleen, pancreas. The chakra is the center seed, the beginning of creation. I like to think of that as the upper dantian, the dantian. Maybe that's the middle dantian. I got to brush up on that. But the area just above your navel. The animal is the bull. Bulls can be stubborn, they're solid, they're massive, and they can be committed to the course. The archetype is the dreamer and the visionary. You definitely need that in teamwork and relationships and building alliances, you have to have the ability to dream, to see the possibilities, to visualize what the potentials are of that team coming together. The immortal is Lon Kai He, patron of artists, creatives, intuitives, and peripatetics. And the empowered state of Earth is hexagram number 2. And once again, we'll take a look at the Bagua water. And that's calm. Great depths, being submerged into the depths, strong movement or momentum, the moon, lunar forces, exercise caution, potential for danger, profundity, the occultic, the esoteric, the unseen terrestrial energies. And the the wuxing is water, the element is water. So we look at the element of water as it relates to hexagram number 8, teamwork and alliances building, alliances bonding. Have to be willing within a relationship. Welcome, SB, Ashe, welcome. Have to be willing in a relationships to go deep, to go deeper than the surface, to be willing to face emotions and situations that might feel dangerous or perilous. You know, sometimes looking at our own emotions, they can be scary. But when you're within a teamwork and you're bonding and alliances are being built, such as in a marriage, a relationship, even an office working situation, you have to be willing to dive deep. You cannot just skim the surface and think that there's going to be teamwork. Being willing to go deep, being willing to face those treacherous emotions is what helps to build trust. The direction is the north. The season of the yellow path is cardinal winter. Season of the Loshu 9 halls is spring equinox. The life aspect is career trajectory and life path. Medically is related to the ear, hair, kidney, bladder, bones, marrow, the blood, bodily fluids, the lower abdomen. It works against stagnant toxins, bacteria, viruses, poisons, phobias, and fears. And here medically, where we're looking at the bones and the marrow, that is the depths of the foundation of the human body. As if your bone marrow isn't producing what it needs to, that pernicious anemia kicks in because the bone marrow is not rich in the nutrients that it needs. Something's not working in the mechanism. When that's pervasive within the team, it can either make or break the team, how strong the foundation is. The chakra is the solar plexus. And if I recall right, the solar plexus is our seat of identity, knowing who we are individually. When we recognize and truly know thyself individually, when we come together, whether it's in a marriage or in a platonic team, a family team, we're better able to contribute, and we're also better able to receive from other members in the team. Because when we know ourselves, our insecurity level is down and our secure level is up. And we cannot function in a teamwork. We cannot function in bonding and building alliances if we first do not know ourselves. If our own bone marrow is not producing properly and rotten to the core, we have nothing to contribute and we're unable to receive because we would potentially be kind of stuck in sort of like a fight or flight mode. So whether you're already in a team or whether you're already in that marriage or that relationship or that family situation, the best thing you can do is work on yourself. Shine the light within. Be willing to dive deep into your own waters, because when you're able to navigate and swim within your own waters, you're able to navigate and swim in the depths of the ocean with those around you. And if not, what happens when someone falls overboard and they're not able to swim and they start uh, kicking their legs and drowning and they are panicked? What happens if you try to dive in to help them? They will pull you down with them. And if you're that person who lacks security within yourself, and you're in that marriage and you're in that relationship, or you're in that office situation, or even that family situation, you're going to constantly see others on your team, others in your office, the other in your marriage, the other in your family relationship as the enemy, and you're going to bring them down with you. The animal is the pig or the tortoise, also the tortoise. The archetype is the pilgrim and the seeker. I like that. The pilgrim and the seeker. What? Hey, Vicky. What does the pilgrim? The pilgrim is that one who is willing to go out and explore. They might be going to a destination, such as making a pilgrimage to Mecca, or making a pilgrimage to the Himalayas, making a pilgrimage. They're ready to go out and to explore and seek and to become pioneers. And you also have the seeker. But you cannot do any of those. Welcome, Laura. You guys check out Laura's channel. She's an amazing artist. I believe your channel is at Zen Breeze Art, or your website is Zen Breeze Art. Please feel free to put your link in there. So as I was saying, you're only able to be a seeker. You're only able to be a pilgrim when you feel secure within. So you're only able to, hexagram number 8, be a benefit to the team, be a benefit to the marriage, to the relationship, to the family. When you're secure in yourself, when you're ready to dive into the depths of your own soul, and then you can together dive into the depths of the situation, whatever your group dynamic, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a family situation or a work situation, which is what the teamwork is. The immortal is Li Dai Guai, and I am probably butchering these words, these Chinese names. Patron of healers, medical doctors, physicians, invoked for helping the poor and the downtrodden. And the empowered state of water is hexagram number 29. And we're going to look at number 8. We will look at Benabel Wynn's translation. And then, of course, next we will look at, well, it's more like her translation interpretation. And then we will go through Kursang Hung and, of course, Brian Brown Walker. So teamwork, alliances, water over earth, and it's B. To prevent fights, a neutral voice is needed. A voice from the gods. So that's sort of like a mediator that steps up. So like, in marriages where there's a situation between the spouses and they're unable to see eye to eye, or one spouse is unable to get through to the other spouse, it's good to have a third party, a neutral voice, to be able to hear. And sometimes, and even within a teamwork, within a team, team members aren't always going to get along. Team members are not always going to properly honor each other. And there will come a time And even in families, there come a time when, they have to take a break, get a neutral party to come in and sort of settle what is going on. Two stand together. You see that? I like that. Two stand together, one linked to the other, bonding for strength and alliance. To conquer the great floods and enemies, hold an assembly of the gods on the mountain. Good fortune to come when your intentions are in good faith. A fair warning, do not be late. I'm going to stop right there. A fair warning, do not be late. So you have the teamwork, alliances, bonding. So I relate teamwork to like a marriage, to any relationship, even to the office relationship, where it says right here, a fair warning, do not be late, and a neutral voice is needed. No marriage, no relationship, no teamwork, no office situation is always going to be perfect. But when you have the two showing up and willing to be committed to going the long haul, and when they recognize that the road has become rocky, maybe some insecurities has crept into the situation, or maybe there's a weak link in there, being willing to get that neutral voice in there and to receive counsel from a third party looking on. You want to do that early on. You don't want to be late with it, because a fair warning, don't be late. Don't tarry. Make haste in getting that neutral person. Make haste in getting that mediator to help give a bird's eye view to what's going on, to help giving a neutral eye to what is going on. Because if you wait too long, irreparable damage could set in. Do not be the last to arrive. The last to arrive will receive misfortune. Your honor will be tested, but with motivation and focus, one can achieve anything. Seek alliances with those who share your truth. Do not become unevenly yoked with the non-believer. I'm adding that little part. And what I've come to understand that to mean is, if you find yourself, seek to find union, not necessarily with those who are, a person can seem compatible with you on paper. Seek a union with those who are just as committed to their own knowledge of self as you are committed to knowing yourself. Because when you come together as a team and you each know your weaknesses and your strengths, when you each feel secure in who you are, and when you feel secure in who you are very open to receiving feedback to that other member in your team, that other member in your marriage, that other member in your relationship, in your office, so that you both can build each other up. So the truth of knowing thyself is important in these team working situations and this alliance building. Because when you know yourself, you know what you bring to the table. And more than likely, when someone knows themselves truly, they also have proper boundaries in a situation, a healthiness that they're bringing to the table. So that was Benabel Wynn's take on that. And we will check out Kersan Hong, the I Ching, the Oracle. And this is a direct interpretation from the classical Chinese by this theoretical physicist. He was a professor at MIT back in the day. And I like his take on this gua. He calls it support, and that's water over earth, good fortune, original oracle, eternal well-being, the rebellion, the I'm sorry, the rebellious cometh, last to arrive, he meets his end. So let's break this hexagram down. And again, we always start from the bottom lines to the top. So the bottom yao to the top. And we are looking at 3 yin lines and then 2 yin with a yang in the middle. So that's feminine. So you have 5 feminine aspects and 1 masculine aspect. And we're starting with the first line in the bottom, the first yao. When punishments are due, it is blameless to lend counsel. The penalty is a jug full of wine. In the end, troubles, but good will come of it. Supporting from within, good omen. Supporting an evil person, misfortune. Supporting from without, good omen. Deed of a famed counselor. The king lost the game after 3 chases, but the town folks were spared his wrath, good omen. Giving counsel, losing one's head, misfortune. Don't give counsel unless you were asked for the counsel. Okay, so now you see why almost all of the I Ching quote unquote translations on the market are actually translated interpretations, because as you see, interpreting directly from the classical Chinese is like, say what? So of course I opened Brian Brown Walker's book. I opened it directly to number 8, and he calls this particular hexagram holding together, union. So number 8, pi. Seek union with others and with the sage. And as we remember who is the sage? Our higher selves, our true nature, that part of us that knows. Holding together denotes a time for creating union with others in order to complement and assist one another, just as the rain complements and assists the earth, which is an image often associated with this hexagram. Again, we can think of marriages, best friendships, all different types of relationships. It's a coming together. Why else are you connected with another person? Because they enhance you and you enhance them. The only relationship I would probably think is a little different is like, say, a mother and child relationship, or siblings, like a parent and a child. The parent, it's all about giving to that child. You're enhancing that child and helping that child to grow up to be the best person that they can be. Hopefully, that's what your mission is. In order for your unions to bear the greatest possible fruit, certain requirements must be met. The first requirement for holding together with others is that we hold together with our own inner truth. That's sort of akin to what I was just saying. Do not be unevenly yoked with unbelievers. Do not be unevenly yoked with those who are not committed to knowing themselves, to knowing their own personal truths. This means that we adhere to proper principles as a matter of habit, striving always to remain innocent, balanced, and correct. In short, marry the sage first and faithfully, and good fortune will come to all subsequent marriages. Ain't that the truth? Marry yourself first. Get to know yourself. Seek your inner truth. Really know who you are and become secure in yourself before you go for that job or you become part of that team, so that you have something to give and you're also willing and able to receive. The second requirement for holding together with others is that we steadfastly resist the clamoring of the emotional inferiors within. I don't think that line needs any interpretation or further elaboration, but I'll read it one more time. And I forgot to say welcome to C, etc. Welcome. It's been a long time. Every union meets with challenges, and if we are not resolute against the effects of fear, doubt, despair, and anger, no lasting success will be possible in any relationship. This is a good time to ask yourself if you are displaying the steadfast correctness and strength of character that are at the heart of all great unions. Finally, it is the responsibility of one who would unite to see that it is possible for others to enjoy union as well. I want to read that one more time. Let's go at it. Finally, it is the responsibility of one who would unite to see that it is possible for others to enjoy the union as well. So before you join that team, before you become a part of that marriage, before you join that company, make sure that the others are just as committed to their own inner work as well. The desire for community is deeply felt by all humans, and it is the shared responsibility of all those on the higher path to make some sort of family available to those in need. In doing this, we pay homage to the sage. Oh, this man is amazing. I love his interpretation. And as I continually say, if you were to only have one book on the I Ching and you want it for inspiration and for your own edification and not necessarily only for, doing readings for others, if you just had one, I highly recommend this one. I highly recommend it. But if you wanted to do professional I Ching readings and really go in depth, I would say take Benabel Wynn's I Ching practitioner course. Is extremely, extremely affordable. So there we have it. And before we go, we have a few people in the chat. And let's see, am I missing? Let me go to the chat room. I think I'm missing some of the chats. Okay, I'm not. I'm going to pull an oracle card. So if you want a card pull, this is from the Cosmic Deck of Initiation from Barbara DeLong. I actually did an interview with her a few years back. You can see that on my channel. So go ahead if you would like for me to pull a card for you, an oracle for you to take on the rest of your day. Go ahead and put a thumbs up in the live chat. And also, when you get a chance, please make sure to, either thumbs up or thumbs down this video, however you want to do it. And if no one wants an individual card pulled for them, I am fine with just pulling a card for all of us. So put a thumbs up, and if you want 3, 6, or 9, Laura wants a card. And Laura, what number? 3, 6, or 9? I pull either the 3rd card, the 6th card, or the 9th card. I'll give you a moment. Okay, 9. Good number. 9 has the numerical, it's connected with the Hebrew word emet for truth. And anyone else, if you want a card pulled, put the number you want, 3, 6, or 9. If you put 3, 6, or 9, I'm willing to do 2 more people. So the first 2 people in, I will do yours. And if you would like to support this channel, you can find me on Venmo, okay? SB you can find me on Venmo or Cash App at Tamu and Gina on Venmo. My name is on the channel, or $. Last night, I could not remember the name of the money sign. And I was like, how do you say this again? And Divine L was like, $. I was like, oh, duh. Of course. Okay. I made sure to take my memory and focus this morning and my ginkgo biloba. So I have time for one more person. We're going to get to Laura. So one more person, if you want an oracle card from the Cosmic Deck of Initiation, just put your number in the chat, 3, 6, or 9. All right. So this one is for Laura. Let me do one last shuffle. Okay. Golden rule. You have the golden rule, Laura. Somehow I have a feeling that you do not have a problem with living the golden rule in your life. So let's see if I can find the golden rule. I have not touched these cards in probably 2 years. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find the golden rule. Oh, wow. Are you telling me I can't find that card? I'm going to find it. Give me. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, I did a, let's see, Healer Within. I just want to see what Barbara has to say about this. I had a wonderful interview with her on my channel, and I was just seeing my notes on here. Let's see. Golden Rule. The crown of evolution, that which crowns the soul, the guide to the spiritual path. This is cosmic balance and perfection reflected within you. Everything is perfect. You only need recognize that, and you come into rhythm with creation. Here, I just realized. Let's see. Is that in the good position? There we go. The energy is always present. Your goal is to manifest it. Bringing this concept into your reality and living it draws you closer to the creation within yourself. So Laura, when you are sitting down to that canvas and you're looking at it and you're thinking, what direction I'm going to go in today, just trust yourself. Just know that the truth that lives within you, that divine spark, is unique to you and you alone, and just allow it to burst through on the canvas. Let go of any doubts. Let go of any second guessing. Just do it. And your work is beautiful, Laura. I mean, I have yet to see a painting of yours that did not speak to me. Your work is very beautiful. So this is just sort of like an affirmation to remind you to look within, look at your crown, seek the energy that is stored in your crown, and turn that golden rule on yourself. Have compassion for yourself and trust yourself and have compassion and know that the divine, the divinity, the creative force, your inner child is always with you. And all you have to do is manifest. Don't look back. No doubts. Just keep going. So that's for you, Laura. And for SB Ashe, and I have one more. I have space for one more person. 3, 6, or 9. One more person. First person to post, go ahead and put your number in the live chat. 3, 6, or 9. Laura said, perfect. I wanted guidance about painting. And this is just the final piece of guidance, Laura. Take a 5 to 10 minute meditation. Connect with your breath. Take your left hand and your heart center right in the middle of your chest so that your palm is a little bit more on your heart. And then take your right hand and either put it on your navel, just below or just above your navel. And inhale and breathe nice and deep. And connect within and allow your gaze to go up to your third eye. And envision a golden cord that is streaming down from the placenta of the cosmos. And that umbilical cord is attached to your crown chakra. Okay, so Ashe, SB Ashe, Pisces. So we have the energy of Pisces. So let's take a look at that. Pisces. Can you see that card pretty good? Pisces. Let me, whoop. Pisces, okay. And look, you can see how worn this little booklet is. And this is when Barbara DeLong was sort of teaching me how she designed her cards. I digress. Then let's look at the Pisces. Coming full circle, returning to the source, the drawing together of all the wonders within, a collection and depth of all that has gone before, finalization and rebirth, a well that runs deep. Understanding comes through faith and intuition, and it calls for involvement. So SB Ashe, either yourself or a situation in your life has come full circle. And it's time to return to the source. Know thyself, look within, connect with divinity within. Return to source. Whether it's a mourning situation or a joyous situation or a situation where you're finally reaching that precipice, whatever it was that you were attempting to manifest, that you were intending to manifest, it is here. Whether it's the beginning or the end, but it is here. So before you take the next step, return to your source, return to your center, sit with yourself, and dive deep into your well, your own personal spring well, your own personal connection with the Holy Spirit, with your holy guardian angel. Because understanding of that situation, whether it's the current situation or a situation that's ended or a situation that's about to begin, understanding of that situation is going to come to you only when you sit down and really dive deep into your own personal waters. And then from there, you'll know what your next step is to be. So there we go. And what I would like to do is pull a card for all of us. I need a little guidance for today, as though hexagram number 8 didn't give me all the guidance that I need. So let's have a little blissing for our life before we go off for this day. I'm going to sit down and finish working on my paintings. My little one is coming back today. Spoke with him a little bit this morning. Can't believe he's going to be 11 this year. Time has flown. I look at him and I'm like, where did that baby go? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. And since we already had a 3 and a 9, I'm going to pull the 6th card for us collectively. 2, 3. Whoa! That is the miracle. What miracle do you seek? What miracle are you open and receptive and will allow to come into your life? Endless possibilities. The miracle of knowing yourself, the miracle of loving, accepting, and cherishing and having compassion for yourself, the miracle of getting out of the bed this morning when you didn't want to, and getting out on the road and going for a walk. That was my miracle this morning. I got up 20 minutes earlier than I did the day before. I only laid in the bed from 6 o'clock to 6:40. And I was like, okay, Tamu and Gina, get up, girl. And I did. So what miracle, what infinite possibility are you willing to manifest? Laura says, I will try it in this studio right before I go out to the studio. Very good. And SB Ashe, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. So be willing to embrace your miracles today. Be willing to embrace the infinite possibilities and be on the lookout. What manifests today, it might surprise you. And don't be so willing to turn a blind eye to it because it's not what you were looking for. Sometimes that quote unquote thing that comes into your life, it might be just what you needed at the right time. Laura says, so uplifting and inspiring. Thank you. I'm glad that I accepted my miracle today. Okay, guys, love you much. I gotta go. I gotta get to painting and do the dishes and do the, the miracle of mundaneness. Love you much, and I wish you peace and great bliss. And I know that the only way I'm going to be able to end this live stream is if I take the camera down, and look who has been sitting on my lap this entire time. Ain't she precious? Please thumbs up and like this video. And have a beautiful day. Nala. All right, I better not wake her up. That's my sweet baby. Laura, I'm telling you, she is what, 9? Nala is 9 or 10 months old now. I think she came into my life when she was about a little less than 3 months old, maybe 3 months old. I can't remember. But I was driving down the road and I saw a sign, kittens. And it said, the different types. And I always wanted a solid gray cat. Well, she's not, she's like a gray tiger. And look, she is shedding like crazy. And I remember I used to be really grossed out when I people that had cat hair all over them. It's like, ugh, disgusting. But now, I mean, her cat hair, it's like, ugh. But I just think, oh, that's my baby's hair. I just need to brush her. That's my baby. All right, guys. Please thumbs up this video or thumbs down, however you want to do it. I don't care. Just interact. And I'm going to do my best to be consistent with live streams. Tolstoy, that's a cool name, Laura. All right, much love, guys. See you soon. Until next time. Peace. Thank you.